in any Darman video ever made award.
I've never been to a dance before. I mean, come on, who would ask a green girl?
Or Yoda from Star Wars?
Or, I know, a leprechaun.
Why do you keep picking on her? Is it because of her skin color? Newsflash, it doesn't matter if you're white, brown, black, yellow, green, purple, or polka dot. We're all human, and we're all the same.
Says who?
Martin Luther.
Using the Bezier Curve tool, you can easily draw smooth and beautiful lines. Create curves freely by simply moving the points. Then, make detailed adjustments just as you wish. Even beginners can create professional look.
King? Ever heard of him?
Yeah, so that is a real line in a real Darman video. When asking why they shouldn't bully a person for being neon green, they are given the answer, Martin Luther King. There have been many a time where I have accused Darman of being one of the most tone-deaf people on YouTube, but honestly, I don't think it's ever been this bad. You have a man who gave his life fighting for the rights of people who, you know, actually exist, being used as what almost seems like a gag in response to the protection of a neon green woman. And honestly, I don't know what would be worse, this being intended as a serious moment or this being intended as a gag. And yes, before you get all goofy on me in the comments, okay, I can hear you typing right now. I know that Martin Luther King Jr. at times said he doesn't care if a person is polka dot or whatever color. I know that, okay? But to actually bring it to a screen like this, instead of, I don't know, maybe taking this as an opportunity to actually try and portray some of the struggles that minorities go through day to day, instead of only making videos about race when you can shove the words racist Karen into the title to get those extra clicks, because that is the only way Darman has ever been willing to tackle racism. So to go through the effort of making this whole video about a person being judged for the color of their skin, and to start quoting MLK, to do all of this and make the person green, again, to get more views by putting a person with a green face in the thumbnail, it all just kind of seems to be in poor taste. Now, all of this could have been forgiven, and I really do mean that, I'm not being sarcastic, if one single creative decision went the way it should have. In the video, the green girl meets another girl who's been bullied for her appearance, and the reason that she's been bullied is because she has a large mole on her cheek. She also happens to be the sister of the main person who's bullying the green girl. That'll be important later. But these two become friends, and they bond over their shared experience. Why Darman did not just make this girl a person of color beats the shit out of me. This could have been a very, very effective segue into teaching his young audience about racism. It's really difficult to teach kids about these complex issues, but you give them something very easy to understand. This girl is green, she looks different, people are making fun of her because of that, and then you link that to a real world thing. Suddenly kids are able to understand that a little bit better. Why he didn't do that, I really don't understand. Like, as adults, we can realize this is supposed to be some horrible representation of racism, but if you're 9 years old, you don't get that unless it's explicitly told to you. If it's told to you, you can make a little bit more sense of it, but the only thing the kids watching this video will see is a green person being made fun of because they're green. They will not connect it to anything deeper, because Darman never creates a payoff for them to see anything more. Anyways, the video continues, and the green girl continues to get bullied by her new friend's sister. They put up all these posters throughout the school calling her the queen of the swamp, like comparing her to Shrek and Fiona, which is another thing I think it's time for Darman to retire. Nobody's putting up a poster in a school for the purposes of bullying. I don't think that's happened in at least 20 years, Darman. But then, in normal Darman fashion, after causing somebody what would definitely be a lifelong trauma, a huge public embarrassment in front of every single one of your peers, all that is needed to fix the situation is a half-hearted apology saying, hey, sorry, I didn't know you were going through this thing that I actively bullied you for going through, but my sister's going through it too, so now I care, so sorry. Which is basically all the apology is, as it normally is in these videos. videos. Nobody in these videos apologizes for anything or cares about anything unless it personally affects them, which is a great thing to teach the kids. However, going on and on about how Darman is not teaching children the best of life lessons, I feel like it's kind of beating a dead horse at this point, and it's really going to distract from the fact that we really hit our stride in this video during like the last quarter, where Darman, in a video that can really only be interpreted as a take on racism in our society, whips out this scene.
Honey, shouldn't you be getting ready for the dance?
You were right, Mom. I should just be homeschooled. I'll follow your advice. I'll drop out.
Actually, I don't think that's such a good idea.
But this was all my idea. You never wanted me to go. And you see how much pain this all caused me.
Yes, but for the first time, I'm seeing what a blessing that this is. And you have friends. Real friends who care about you. Even if you ignore them.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it won't be very long until they all forget about me.
I'm not so sure. Come on.
Ta-da! You guys, what is all this?
We heard what you said. We know none of us can truly understand what it's like to be you.
But we can show a friend how much we support them.
Okay, so I think now's a good time to say if you have a friend who's experiencing some racism, this is probably not what you should do to support them. Whatever you do, don't paint yourself the same color that they are. Don't paint yourself a different color either. I think that might arguably be worse. This is a crazy moment for multiple reasons. Two in particular stand out though. One is obviously this girl is being treated like she's a different race. Like the entire point of this video so far has been less about like don't bully people because they look different. Like the color of her skin has very much been the focus and has been compared to other races. So to try and make her feel welcome by painting herself a different color, again, sort of seems to be in poor taste. Also, again, sorry, August from the future here. I'm just watching this back while editing it, and I'm looking at this scene, and this scene is fucking crazy. The entire point of this video is don't make fun of the green girl because she's green. So what do they do to get back at one of her bullies? They take a picture of her after they turn her green? Like, that's crazy. I mean, is there a single fucking person on this writing team who has any critical thinking skills whatsoever? I mean, extrapolate this to anything else, it's insane. Let's say a girl in a wheelchair is being made fun of, and to get back at the bully, they put her in a wheelchair and take a picture of her. Like, this is crazy. It defeats the entire fucking purpose of the video. Oh my god, Darman. Anyways, back to old me again. And then dealing with the message of we should treat everybody the same no matter how they look, that's sort of watered down by doing this. And I think when we start to nitpick this and look way too far into it like I like to do, it starts to make a lot of sense as to why Darman picked a green person for this instead of, say, a black person. Imagine this was a real video trying to tackle racism. I'm not trying to be mean, but I've watched a lot of Darman videos. I don't really trust Darman to come up with anything much deeper than, hey, we're gonna paint ourselves a different color to make our friend feel more accepted. You can't do that with a real race, obviously. So I guess he was just like, let's make them green, it'll be easier. Either way, if the idea is to treat everybody the same no matter what, they shouldn't do this. They should just treat the girl who's green the same and not feel like they need to paint themselves purple or whatever. They should just actively advocate for everybody to treat her like she's just a human because she's just a human. They shouldn't have to change themselves for other people to accept her. That sorta defeats the entire point, you know what I mean? And I think that's a pretty common issue with Darman videos, is that we never really get